assistant at the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame. Welcome to Horse Explorers. This is the last program for our summer series, but please stay tuned for future virtual children's programs in the future. Today, we're going to learn about the size of a thoroughbred horse and how they are measured. Thoroughbred horses are measured in two ways, by weight and by height. Weight is how heavy an object is, and height is the distance from the bottom to the top of something. When a thoroughbred horse is born, it will weigh between 100 and 150 pounds. This is about 10% of their mom's weight. A full-grown adult thoroughbred horse weighs between 1,000 and 1,200 pounds. That is about the same weight as a grand piano. A horse is placed on a scale to measure its weight. The height of a horse is measured in hands. One hand is about 4 inches, the width of an adult hand. So if you look at a hand, so one side to one side, that's about 4 inches. Though the tallest part of a horse is the top of its head, the horse can move its head up and down, so it is hard to correctly measure height that way. Therefore, a horse's height is measured from the ground to the withers. The withers are the highest part of a horse's back, or the base of the neck. A baby horse, or foal, is around 10 hands high, equal to 3 feet and 3 inches tall. An adult thoroughbred horse is about 16 hands high, equal to about 5 feet 3 inches tall. The height of a horse is generally taken using a measuring stick. Weight and height measurements are a great way to see how a horse is growing and to ensure that they are healthy and developing well. These measurements are also used to see how you grow when you go to the doctor's office. Now, you can use your hands to build your own horse handprint. Okay, so we are going to make a horse handprint, and these are some of the materials that you'll need to do so. So you want to have some newspaper to spread out because we're going to be using paint today, a paper plate to put paint on. The best kind of paint to use for this type of project is like a washable kids paint, so I just have a pack here. If you have brown or black, great. If you don't, if you just have like a mix of colors, you blend all of the colors together and that's how you can get brown. So that works for paint. You want a sheet of white paper to do your handprint on, and then some markers that we'll be using kind of natural colors, green, blue, brown, and black or gray, to add in some detail at the end. So what you're gonna do to get started is you will spread your newspaper out. You're gonna want to have your paper nearby and your paper plate nearby. And you're gonna take your paint and you'll pour just a little bit, probably like, for example, right here to cover this inner circle of paint. Make sure that it's enough there to place your hand in. So once your paint is ready, what you'll do is choose one of your hands, either way, because remember we talked about how measuring a thoroughbred, you use that measurement as a hand, so like 4 inches. So it's a creative way to wrap that in here. You're gonna choose your hand. With your paint on your paper plate, you can put your hand right in the paint, make sure it gets on all of your fingers and your thumb, and then you're going to place your hand right in the middle of your white paper. You're gonna spread out your fingers and do that, and then take your hand off. So that's how that'll be. You're gonna wash your hands once you're done, and then you're gonna let the paint dry. It shouldn't take very long at all, maybe a couple minutes at the most. And I did this a little bit ahead of time to show you what it will look like, but this is the handprint. what it'll look like when you do it. And this is dry, so this is what it will look like once you do a handprint on your paper. And so what you can do is take your handprint and start to add some detail to it. So I'll move these out of the way to show you guys. Using your markers, what I did is I added some detail so that it looks like a horse. So some black marker to do the hoofs, so it looks like the 4 legs. This is the body, and then adding things like the mane and the tail, and then maybe an ear, an eye, a smile, things like that. And then you can also add in small details like grass, you could do a pond, you could do the sunshine, all again with your markers that you have. So fun little project using your hand and using paint and some creativity. So we'd love to see your creation. If you want to share your handprints with us, that would be great. You could even do, like, say, have your parents help you out, do a parent as the adult thoroughbred, and then you have your smaller hand as the foal or the baby. That would be great. You can tag the museum on our social media pages. And thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for future programming.